dorje chanche de lo na ro da ma ba me la che che ga bo ba de sa she ja ken ken karma ba she she choy ge je pan ze na da nian da zha mian yin gen da rinpo che riwan pa sam ge xin de che pa ma mo pa yin lo do ko lo rinpo che norbo rinpo che simo rinpo che sa she Adala memem je omboda gezela şeki zora java java na sange zora rodu je de ge va de ni je da me je ne de ada je do je de na de je lam java ga zo da de ni de je je me ge ni ma de va de da de je la ye ge da lo da de je ge ru mo da da me ge nam da ro gu ni da ge je ba tham je ge do da ge je de do ga ge de je ro jo ga bo ba ye me ba 제밤에마다 제밤에마다 매바 원바르메바다 데데메데제메 루바니 제시데 바조바상 야마남 나바데라 잔젤로 조조바 방가나유 주리좀바사와 게베레 자주소마 지조르메게 마메세베절로 샤자 시에가라 케르비고 예제베오든 두젤레라바 게베데마고 네선자바 그 유rum보절로 샤자 원데 도시 상황을 근소 라마가마바 이거로 인조는 세베 위담내죠 틀레고 이제 저로 먼저 주변 배제 잡을라 내 주제 비변은 다음에 도지 경우랑 원데 저야라 말을 보제 나게 주로 배면 되죠라 그래 집에 권에 죄송데 구성도 예우로자도 다들 이제 방어 대지메기 그저听你吧 초백갑들이야 치규나베 경그 잡던 것도 교백이 유 여기 장고로 붙여당 다는 신기 계획신이 에미세 그 중국 가는 배비 주만 안 봤어. 안 되지는 대전 배기 세계만서 상물로리아. 도마 거수 섬주셔야
First of all, I would like to offer my warm welcome to His Eminence Jamganar Bache, the protector for all beings, as well as all of the Kempos, spiritual masters and tulkus, and all of the nuns from the Kaju nunneries, as well as all the other monastics and lay people who are here. I would like to offer you a very warm welcome.
나 주매 군신디 나 도마 쪽에 걸려. 다 간다를 지 가지고 조디 그유 주매 근데가 나로래야 지 세배기 대 Shebe Desanandaro, Yanaji Shebe Cheni Yargia Combeya, that the Desi Miu Chigdere, Miu Chigde, the name Gombaso Sosugi, Genko Zamaimba, Samegi, Nyamjeg Tony, and Edgy Carre, Gingurus Lense, Chedunyam di Chevina, then they get a Nuba Keverce, Tunga Summer of that Digi, Mus with the Zubres.
When we first initiated this winter Dharma gathering for the nuns, the first aim of this was primarily to strengthen the education within the Kaju nunnery. So that was one aim. And another aim was so that the nuns would be able to not just take responsibility for the activities within their own nunneries, but also to take wider responsibilities for upholding the teachers. And so this is another second greater aim.
다드네 대단냠도 되는 답을 타겐기 나니네 손에 답을 타겐기 도나마지 셰바체아름 지고주요아래 대균선데 가라인 수비입니다. 초진의 나니네 나니 팅당부 인상 팅당부 인두산에 지 가주에다 주메고 마카나로리 양지 가주에다 봐 용수 정바 섬으로 왔다지 군주 신다주는 신지기 용수 정바로지 가주에 주슈치알 디스 강에르 존디 아래 인두산에 안디 첩리아 아니 송주에를 차차베 안 달로를 차차비미나 아니 바지 군주 신다주는 신기 주마서 원에 아니 용수 정바로지 가주에 난투야 다들 주저와 야래 임비네야 다 고주 사회 민주산은 모두이네 답을 다 gengi 세바디 제고야로 저야래
Now, last year, in the first Winter Dharma gathering for nuns, we began the teachings on the jewel ornament of liberation. The reason was that last year it would have been difficult, since it was the first time for the nunneries to gather like this. It would have been difficult to do the full regular Winter Dharma gathering or Gunsha instruction. And so in place of that, we had the teachings. This year, now we have the capabilities to do the complete Gunsha, the complete Dharma gathering. We are able to do that. However, last year we started the teachings, and since we started them, then we need to continue them this year.
다내야 답변하겠니 냐면 답을 하지기 댄주 남은 답을 하지 제베 댄주 개치슈지 차디야래 다가는 신기 다 답을 하지기 유반들라 가자 주 가자 주 닌데스 안 당말래야 가자 주 진데스 다 간다라 도 중고야래 네 인두스탄에 다 가자 주 닌데기 숑 개시슈디에 답을 답을 다게 섬을 다디 차디어래 세상 딜리아 아주 그 유의 참여기 딜리아 천년 차다 딜리아 지숑 딜리아 통난 제야디 개초시지 통구에라 ngarangoine 통고도스.
Now, the jewel ornament of liberation is the most important of the treatises written by Gampopa, the physician from Dakpo. And in terms of the jewel ornament of liberation, in terms of its pedigree or its lineage, it combines the instructions from the two great rivers of the Kadampa and the Mahamudra lineages. And so actually it is the most important text that unifies the instructions of the Kadampa and the Mahamudra lineages. That is this jewel ornament of liberation. So for these reasons, it is something that all Kajupas should study and take interest in. And we should definitely consider it as very important. And I myself consider it to be very important.
드네 뉴스단에 따디기 답을 타경이 지리지야데 뭐 못유네 나타는 못윤도 수야인.
And so for that reason, we will continue with the teachings on the jewel ornament of liberation.
Then 다나시 달루미세기 아주 주막하기 배제 단계의 셰라와도 좀더 마세베 양지 직접서로 초저서로 간소다디 오다 디조임비냐 안들이 주메 구제거리야 미세려가면은 아는 뭐 대통령 하고 어렸으니 가서 라비미 대인주산다디 초진에 숭추에르지 타고 와다 초진에 엔 상맥이 지 가수에 셰바도 주바사디 지 야마제와 지당 셰바와 남지 주바와 남라 지 초체 대다sam지 그냥 상계 덴바 징게지레 삼바로 든지기 지구르다 통신체 다가나시기 안다나시 주바와 남지 그냥 대신도 봐 셰바와로야 초체 든지르 체제 편수지기 지래야 안에 대바다 타베 나와 장토가 총이비나 근데 상계기 덴바를 뭐지 셰바도 주베고는 진토버지 용거래 셰마도베 시름니데 당분에 숭도 먼저베 강라 셰바와 남지 주바와 노야 디지 술산르체 주바와 남지 셰바와 술사체 데제는 마데와다 마튠버르 데제는 안에 신비미나 상계기 덴바사데 냐마게 냐가 첨부시다요 그래 드린주사 디규젠데네 야주 미리 데이터부터 야부시라 쇼스휘아인
In particular, this year, we have not only the nuns from the Kaju Shedras, we also have many nuns at this Winter Datha gathering who are from the practice centers, the puja and practice parts of the monastery. I said that if they had no other particular jobs that they had to do, then it would be fine for them to stay. And so on the one aspect of this is so that they can receive the teaching. The other aspect is so that our branches of teaching and practice are not separated from each other. It is only if the teaching and the practice go along together and accompany each other that we will be able to uphold the Buddha's teachings. And so, in the one hand, this is a way for the people in the practice sections of the nunneries to gain more interest and more excitement about the study aspects. And likewise, it is a way for those in the study branches to gain more interest and excitement about the practice, so that we can have mutual faith in each other and mutual pure perception. If we have such mutual faith and perception, will we be able to really uphold the teachings of the Buddha. And so it is important that we have both the teaching and the practice unified. If it is not like this, and there is like a big gulf in between the teaching sections and the study sections and the practice sections, and there is a lack of respect that the Shudras do not respect the practice sections, the practice portions of the monastery do not respect the Shudras, then not only is this the cause of discord and disharmony within the nunnery, it is also something that would cause the teachings and the instructions of Buddhism to wane and to weaken. So it is important for us to avoid this.
간다르 야외 까다 진주기 개베 댄주여가 나로래야 시에샤베 진이 디수 차상월 고야 다임베는데 진이 디수 차상월지 나라라 요마래 아드린 뉴스한다 차상월지 매베 이나야 다 간다 가르쳐야지 나라래야 돼 상계 까마베지 Tsendang, Ginguru Jewe Hindustane, and Namjunji, Hampachi, Mashiran Shirji Chadiare. Tainea Muma Tambo Yagale Lendrod Baba, as Judulia, Pazi, the public audience, somewhere, Miman Jagadi. Duncha chik nalo le ya ting mangu ya re. Duncha chik nan ting mangu ya bichi ting ririn qabli ine ya kadiyu ine chik xie de re ta mangyong lo ma deba kisi chik xie de re. Ane shugu dhaba ba chik nga le ya yigi chi lesu. Yigi chi lesu ta kyurambe xie xie ne xinga mindu ta chik xie ma shiri shita mindu sa yarab chik yigi chi lesu. O ta ti ndrasha sen do samsta susu le ya nye le chue xengen sa de le ya Rengyu kan xia ge chue di nian le ya rengyu le ya nyam su le ne lang ne kala kanzam de ji gi gyu le nyam nyong ge wa ji dang gyu tu ro wa de ji de de ji chung bu yin ne xin ne chue ji xie bi na di ka xie zhen ma yin ba da ne xin dang wa tian ya ji dang wa gan bu ma yin ba 당와 럼바로 차트야지 용거를 성 정유 다 되는 거는 매빈 다 시에만 시다면도 선 디 진짜 public audience 말을 미만 제가 걸으시다 시에요마 다 시다 시에면서 뭐또 다시 시제 참다 시에요마네
Now, when we are teaching the Dharma and listening to the Dharma, then for teaching and listening, first of all, for the teacher should be a genuine teacher. That means someone who has all of the characteristics of a teacher that are taught in the Buddha's words and in the treatises by the great masters of the past. But I do not have all of these characteristics. Even though I don't have them, though, because I have the title and the responsibility of the karmapa, then sometimes I have no choice but to fake it. Actually, when I first came to India, and I got to Gyuta Monastery, we would have public audiences every week. There would be several public audiences every week, and I would always say a few things during these public audiences. And then there was one day when a letter came, and in the letter it said that actually there wasn't much point in me teaching the Dharma, not much benefit or use in it. And when I received that letter, then I actually, after that, I stopped teaching so much, and I didn't really teach so much in the public audiences. And the reason for this is that if you are someone who teaches the Dharma, then really, before you teach the Dharma, you should have some practice of that within your own being. You first need the practice. If you do not have any experience or any understanding of the Dharma in your being and then teach, then you aren't really teaching the Dharma. And so, in order to teach the Dharma truly, you need the experience in your being. Otherwise, the instructions, if you have the experience within your being, are the instructions no longer dry, but they become the moist and rich instructions. And so for that reason, I stopped teaching so much. I stopped teaching in the public audiences.
Tadne andalo malam gali bina. Ta nyedun dreame de nyen gozu sa induza shu de nyen ma yeran jebje. Shema do ji sunju sava de naina. De sunju sava de yuna. Inde samlo ne. Anju gyabji je gyabji gyazero bu de jangoro bu chela soba. Anju ta gandar kamsangi kirum yindengi gyabji bu namba solya naro shivina. The version Sambachi those Kandara Gaju Molam Sarvada, Gaju Guju Sarv, the Nam Mijigi Kashre Chopat of Kesha Mandadi Gayuji, Kamsanji, Chopat of Cherry in Dusana, and Ditolia Kidum meaning Givatama Disugi, Ma Sunsu Natuna, Yavondos Tanga Pensi. And the Paji one could have Cheshia Song Yechedere, then Josh of Stamintus. And then do that Narosis Shubere, the Intalo, Yavjan Sunshine Nangare, and the Industane Rumbuchi Sunshine Na Paji Kashre Nar Sunshine Na, the Kashre. Kumji Yavatan, Mambush Nanun to Kay Mara de Ibine, Yawishira Chumbre, and the Indusane, Tikunzel Dene, and the Mambala Ibinea, that near woman go to Sava, the Ibina, and shooting a Mayer and Jerishe, Madavia, Sava the Ibina, and a Kaze to do, and Arangweneji, she Magoba, the rich jack, the Bezur to see. Kandaria Kashreji Drubagunigi Kizijare Karazana da Drubaguni Machina Deserta Driji Kizijare Lama de Nobu Pen shit, Novus Dade Yi no one gives a bit, she will pay yours, but they be so tabazumgi, and the pay Kashre. Rana Karan Deva in a deep and Jungures Takanda, the Shishwik. That in day no Zachambu, Yuena, Nalaji Naroch like, or Nala mess. Lagores, dead of Chandros, Lama the Karan Jibbe, the payment and dog cover, Yandok of she, Tamara the Tat in Jiggy, some Jimmy about the Tati, Chela Uves like Sangala mess out of it. Chandors, the Indusan Tisorti, that Chandor, the Indusan, Tikus Dene, Tak Andrea, the Tagenting and what's away is that shooting in my year and get a that did she.
Now, during the Kaju Mullam, the teachings for the Torch of True Meaning, I'm the one who started them, so I need to finish them. However, for the new teachings, as much as I can, I would like to ask His Eminence Gyaltse Rinpoche and His Eminence Jamgon Rinpoche to teach them. These are I would like to ask the masters of the Karma Kagyu lineage who have both the qualities of learning and practice to do them. And I think if we do this, it will be appropriate. After all, when we say the Kagyu Munlam, the name the Kagyu Munlam is not given to just an association for me alone. It's a general Kagyu event. And so for that reason, I think it is extremely appropriate for the great masters of the Kagyu lineage who have the qualities of both practice and learning to teach. Now, for the empowerments and teachings that I've begun, then I will continue to do them. But for other ones, I don't think it's so good for me to teach them. And so, like this year, I asked Jamgon Rinpoche to teach to give a teaching this year, and Rinpoche did do so. And even though he is young and has not had much experience teaching yet, he did a very good job and gave very good teachings. And so in the future, I would like to try to avoid, or I'd like to do this as much as I can. The ones that I have started, I will finish myself, but for any new teachings, I will do as much as I can to have other masters give those teachings. It's sort of like there's a story about a great master. Once there was a lama who was teaching, and he was explaining the benefits of a wish-fulfilling jewel and saying how if you pray to the wish-fulfilling jewel, you will get everything that you want. Well, then he was asked, so, well, do you have that sort of jewel? No, I don't have that jewel, he said. Of course I don't have that. So it's the same way. We talk about all the benefits of Dharma practice and the inconceivable benefits of Dharma practice, but then if someone says to me, well, do you have those benefits? It's like, I don't have those benefits. In any case, the teachings on the jewel ornament of liberation are something that I have started, and so I have no choice but to continue them.
레균제 거든 버다 거에 동에 시아버디 차르스미제 리옹아바디 차르스미제 리오주바 레균제 셰베가 임버다.
And so it seems we have come to the section on karmic cause and effect, the 6th chapter of the Jewel Ornament of Liberation. We have gone through the first 5 chapters, through the 5th. We have completed the 5th chapter on the sufferings of samsara, so now we are in the 6th chapter, Karmic Cause and Effect.
텔레 시합에 동해서 유치를 중요하면 사직이 내리 중요한 시합을 자고 되더라야 너들 내기 아발래 레남자네 나서래 대인 존에 나서지 셰송소 이제 빼만 깔벌래 직딘이 내기 제발 내기 주바오 샘진남 내기 제발 내기 줄에 중앙 내 여러분들 저 셰송소 최강바 저래기 직딘 나서 내기 셰송소 레대야 지시 인샤나 Sembele, Sambele ni ino, Tedra Chunga Boguni Dubale, Le Kanshana, Sambele, Sembele, Sambele, She Sungsu, Chunga Bazzuelega, Lene Semba Tang Ti Che, She Sungsu, Zashele, Chansung Chog Lenam, Semba Tane Sambrazung, She Sungsu.
And so the chapter, Karmic Cause and Results, reads, you may wonder what causes the sufferings that were just explained. One should know that they come from the karma of afflicted action. Thus the Sutra of 100 Karmas says, from the many diverse causes of karma were created the diversities of these migrators. From the White Lotus of Great Compassion Sutra, this world is produced by karma, this world manifests by means of karma. All sentient beings are produced by karma. They appear through the cause karma. They are distinguished by their karma. Also, the treasury of Abhidharma reads, from karma various worlds are born. What is karma? There are two, the volitional karma and intended karma. The compendium of Abhidharma says, what is karma? It is volitional karma and intended karma. Also, the treasury of Abhidharma says, volition and what that creates. And the fundamental treatise of the Middle Way says, the Supreme Rishi said that all karma comes from volition and from intention.
ni denira chido yin shana sambele igile yino sembe gema kanyin badele sambele yinde luda magele suru jao tedara mongo zele sambe igile igile luda ngale she song su deda lega tige bende ocheba domne yewa tane chini dagri chara boge chungle chimi chumis
What are these two? Volition, the volitional karma is the mental karma. And what that creates is the intentions, the mental intentions. This should be understood as the actions of body and speech. The treasury of Abhidharma says, volition is mental karma, and what that creates is body and speech. To explain these kinds of action and their results, in summary, there's the classification, characteristics, ownership, allotment, increase from the small, and inevitability. These six comprise karmic cause and result.
della tambone le degi yone sunde shebrchade sonam mai bele yude sonam gele yude miu le yude so.
First, the classification. There are three types of karmic cause and result. Non-meritorious karmic cause and result, meritorious karmic cause and result, and unmoving karmic cause and result.
다들어야 가르쳐다 레규데사데 레규데서라 가르쳐 레데서라 가르쳐 지단게 규데들이야 기브저의 총의 규데시다 다 간다 심지기 뒤에 규데지 심지기 모두 규데 나만이 요거면서 섬트도
When we talk about karmic cause and effect, generally with cause and effect, there are the effects that arise from the effort of people. So basically, with cause and effect, there are the cause and effects that are contained within the continuum of a sentient being, and those that are not contained within the continuum of a sentient being.
딱감들이야 레데사데 심지기 뒤버서는 딱 간다르 심지기 저와의 총에게 유대를 지리하는 레데스 송유서요.
So here when we talk about action and result, what we're talking about is the causes and results that are contained within a sentient being's continuum, or the causes and results that occur because of the effort of a sentient being. So that is what we mean here by karmic cause and result.
lente give you the showing game and lente tele then kon suma da sigi and ya sum ta sonam mai bele judes ta migewa che sonam gele judes ta gewa che then miyo le sa de ta kampone ke sum de ta ka de se ya sum yo re.
Now, in talking about the cause and effect that arises from the efforts of a sentient being, as it says here, there are three types. There's non-meritorious karma, karmic cause and result. This refers to unvirtuous actions. There is virtuous karmic cause and result, and meritorious karmic cause and result. This refers to virtues. And then there is unmoving karmic cause and result, and this refers to the samadhis of the upper realms. So these are the three different types of karma or action.
That game making lente karine, that the lente starting Hashwe. Mazunum you lente started the devils. Some done Bena Nye Gyawang Matalia, Kurala, Mijilia, Jamja Shu, Telatene, Gyawan Delia, and Mijina, Jamja Shu. That take a restaurant, take on to Tili, sort of leather salad, Paji Cherina, Takana, she is two young races of the because there was some quarter. In a leather salad, there was she. There was an empty Yana, the laid out in the memory. Ladies had no one starish. Lede, Namsha Sada, Lede, Rodan Sada, no one starish. Did the Tega somewhere with the tea. Yaji Cheval did a Kurang Tana, Chigris Arti, Lede, Ravore, did you make a Yomare? Lede, Namsha Sadi. You're a shoot sham, but a lente, Rodanti Casual Chilia, Casual, the Shugan of Temple in Lusane, and it's Simji Tigi Maiba, Donna Pajit, Mazuki Lente, and there was comes from Simjet Tamselia, Javati Yondi Sare, and the name is on it, and Jigini come somewhere, whole universe somewhere. The come to the Java on the average. Did you get on chatty in Houston? Did they allow you near part to shoot the ground to the Shuara savage? Did you let out some dinner? And some auntie. Take one auntie, Lendelia, and the Yimash of the one, Yangatwa. Karasan Kashiki, Lekatuzaking and Shedine, Miss Kozulia, do Nami do what with Lamsan, medicine. Lega setting it is all a Kadivine Chavo, which is on the Lambo, you on the Asusi, on the Loa. Today is Sana. How the genetic ladies at the Kenzar, never is some other. You give out and dribble the one, you may go out and dribble to mention Sally, never is some other take. In a dating or some disturbed their travel, their latter.
Now, when we talk about karmic causes and results, when we talk about virtue and unvirtue, we normally understand this in an extremely simplified way. We think, oh, in the past I slapped someone in a past life, and so in this life I'm going to get slapped back. And so we have this really simple understanding. We think that that is what karma and result is. We do something to someone else, and then the same thing is going to happen back to us. But that actually is a really simplified way of looking at it. Actually, when we look at karma, it is not at all simple. It's not at all easy to understand. Actually, karma, cause, and effect is extremely complicated. It's a difficult and complicated presentation. And so if we merely think of it as being, I do something and then I reap what I sow, then that is just the most coarsest of the coarse ways of understanding, the most simplified way you could understand it. And it actually is not at all that simple. Karmic cause and effect is an extremely complicated topic. Because when we think about how karma and actions and results work, then if it were just something, there's one thing, we think of it as just being one person affecting another person, a mutual connection. But it's not like that. It's not just that we're doing things that are connected with one single individual. Instead, karmic cause and effect is related to all the sentient beings in the three realms. It's related to all the sentient beings in the entire universe. And so for that reason, it's extremely difficult and difficult to understand. It's not just what is connected to between any two individuals. It's the entire universe. And so for that reason, if we think that it's just you do something and then it happens back to you, then that is, we think it's very easy. But karmic cause and effect doesn't happen that way. It's not that simple at all. This is something that we see. You can see people who only do bad things, and yet the results of those bad actions does not ripen upon them immediately. Or you see people who only act well, and all they experience is difficulty, pain, and depression. And so when we look at it on the face of things, it seems like it can't be like that. And we might disbelieve in karmic cause and effect. We might wonder how it is that virtues always lead to happiness and non-virtues always lead to suffering. But the problem here is that actually we're thinking of it in too simplistic a manner.
차버스바이나 대각대비 난과데마 다시 차버도 살에 차밥에 내거래야 다 남거만 차봐야 질래라고 그러죠. 이내 차봐서 되지 대각대는 신기. 아주 대각대도 살에 나오면 지 보여 내려라 주요만 차버사디 자외 기념을 주제 남부디 뒤버디 가수도 랑고 난거래야 칼래야 또 대야 롱빈데 다는 이제야 사장이 개버려야 돼. 다는 신기 능주 개버 시즌이 개버려야 돼. 다는 신기 딱 간다베 용서사고 쉬비시제. 다마를 비슷하네 차바. 바를 식다니 주자다디. 간다를 디제 규제 제바디 가수를 뭐부지든지 대견 저거도 뭐이마. 뭐고 망부지 냠도 초베 규제된데 초과를 내네. 규제 랭가 뭐이마. 규제 나 초과지 초과될 때에 는 간다를 차봐야 사지 거래. 다는 신기 레데사데 다는 신기 대용 지미 주사네. 디균스들 때네. 맞아 동서치래 규이와 타대봐. 다 꾸이시미 비미사스기 지어봐. 다딘주사 마제기 조리아 다 마제 조리질래야 그냥 보지 천도 지수 유견의 상으로 하는 상계기 드리시야 레데사 그때 마저 상담은 레라도 되나 아니 꾸이 니시 주의 인슬라바스케 미도가 아주 반드시 개념 주고 다이 드리지 매상 용서서 쉬지 예배 인상 안 탐지 개면 코네 주의를 세바지 이제 다저부터 전부터 제 내려 차지 차와서 계속 말해 전주사부터 저 가고 싶어래 내일 비슷하네 티균세 때문에 하나 레저사지 주지기다 원용 보치다 용서사지 용서사의 인구를 좀 젠대한 게 다는 쉬우는 식 미직도 지금 미래를 이래서 뭐 대박이야 다들 레저사지 렌데기 다 네트성으로 자원도 청으로 내가서 찍는 심지어 청으로 단단한 나게 경색이 심지어 탐지래야 렌데는 잡아 아서 여기 인사 디균셀 때네 다디 렌데 잡아사데 원용 싶지 안다는 디 잠도 마세베 유당 뒤당 안다는 단 야 진짜기 내겁기 유연을 댄시 양고 요망고 줘야 돼. 다 인주산 디균선 되네 레레사 고녀고 싶지 이바래
For analogy, you can think of rain falling from the sky. When we look at it, it seems pretty easy. Rain falls, the drops fall from the sky, and that's rain. But then when you really start to examine it, it's not at all that easy. You have to, and as you all know, first of all, you have to the clouds. The clouds form over the ocean. They collect the water vapors. They're blown by the winds. They have the right place. There's the factor of whether the temperature is right or not. There are differences in the different seasons and so forth. So it's actually rain itself is extremely complicated. And this is because it's,
weather focused
and this is the reason why our weather forecasts are often so inaccurate. The weather forecast will say that it's going to rain and then it doesn't rain. And this is why, because it's so extremely complicated. Because it's the connections of causes and result. It's not just the connection of one thing, of two different things. It's many different conditions and causes that are assembled that produce it. It's not just a few things. It's a variety of different conditions that come together, and only then is rain produced. And so it's similar with karmic cause and effect. And so this is why it is often said that only the omniscient Buddha can know the causes of the colors in a peacock feather. If you think about the peacock feather, then each different fiber has its own different color. And the only one who can know about this is the omniscient Buddha. Each of these has its own cause and effect. We might not think that karmic cause and effect is something that only the Buddha could know, but actually it's so complicated and so extremely difficult that it really is only within the sphere of the omniscient Buddha. It's something even the listener arhats were unable to know karmic cause and effect. It was difficult even for the bodhisattvas to explain karmic cause and effect. And the reason for this is that karma is so extremely complicated. Karma is not just something where it's the connection between a few individual people. It's not just a few people, it's all people, all sentient beings. The karmic connections are with all the sentient beings anywhere throughout space, anywhere in the universe. And because there's so many connections, then it becomes extremely complicated. Not only that, the results are also affected by the place and the time, and there are many different circumstances that also affect the ripening of karma.
다들이 이제다 가수에 저기 남상계에 남샤 섬으로 다디지 가수에 렌제가 남샤시아디 남상계에 다베 지 계셔르지 다 계셔 직차디 아래 섬 정리에 가래사나 줄로 망부치기 다 family cost 섬으로 다 터두기 베지 cost 섬으로 다지 유견인데 단 지딘 꺼봐보 미직 섬으로 유견직에 제시하고 보지 도도를 지기 쇠샤고 보지 다 이면에 남아 상계에 들들이 건도슈변의 신기 다 유견 된진 나서버지 도시야발 되는 총모지 마다베기 에는 유 가서 유견의 제 끼기 유랑왕왕으로 지당 에는 축토번으로 지기 에는 지 가서에 춥대버지당 총대버지 레스나 아나 라 가정의 니즈토리아 라가 카보시게 버지 되지 순거아래 근데 유산 디균zel 때네 가서 다랑게 가르된 거 알아서나 아니 렌데스아데 아니 유엔 나서버질 되는 총대버지당 안 대야지 유랑왕왕으로 축토버지 되는 뭐야 다 간다라 찍래 찍되네 찍래 찍대네 언중과의 뭐지든 유산 디균zel 때네 단 들레 댄체 진짜게 렌데가 남산들 댄체 아주 가서디 야부지 들려야 콘슈브 투 중앙이미나 덴덴기 지 가수래 조직네 가수랑 아주 남상계 위치로 좀 챙겨서도 마세비 지당기 좀 뮤직 차샤위 미네야 근데 저기 렌데가 남샤디 지 가수래 남상계 렌데가 남샤디 좀세 지 시에도 총이 미나 데데 그럼 미지나로래야 네 가수래다 펜도용하기 아니 지 시제로 직착을 삼청이
The presentation of karmic cause and effect is really a particular feature of Buddhism. And the reason for this is that ultimately many religions assert that everything comes down ultimately to a single cause, a prime mover, a single cause. But in Buddhism, we talk about how everything arises from a variety of different causes and conditions. There is no one single object, no autonomous thing no autonomous creator that we can establish. And so for that there are many different situations, there are many different things that they arise. It'd be difficult to say that there is a single autonomous initial, a single autonomous and independent initial cause. And so for that reason, with karmic cause and effect, we say it comes from many different causes and conditions, and there's not any individual, autonomous, independent cause. Rather, it's everything being dependent upon each other, everything affecting each other. And so, if we can understand that, if we can come to an understanding of this karmic cause and result, then I think that this is something that will not only help us understand the Buddha Dharma, but this is also definitely something that if we have an understanding of the presentation of karmic cause and effect, it is definitely something that will bring us benefit in this human life as well.
다드네 늘려야 가르소에다 미기와 주송하래 미기와 주사디 지당 미기와 사디 망부시타야 하래 아도 미기와 이는 미기와 주 가능인 거에 여봤게 요마래 이내 다데 첩체와라고 하는 스카시 빼작하시가 나라 첩체와서 말면 다지 디지 가르소에 미기와 나 망부지에 나네 얘는 미기와지 디제 냥가사서는라도 양지 미기와 독슈에는 됐어 주 루루스에는 서머베 디디제네 예스 디디 순고아래 다는 저가 나를 텔레첼롱 듀니니 사트바 텔레첼롱 듀니니 게더 미기 지리가 레기라는 줄송소 슬라비스탄다디나 베 카르디나네 미기와 체체 됐어 주 듀니 얘는 미기와 주스에임 디디 순고아래 아드레 주사네 다 미기와 주사디 미기와 이는 미기와 주부 가능이 미케 녜바다 개요 말디 유미네 다 조디 첩체와서는 라도 야나네 다 체동 안에 소머베 지 소제베 체동 안에 비 삼신도 네 소제바다 양지 삼신도 마지밀레 발라서 다 제기 가르지 베 강종 제샤바 난 디제 소르디스 시샤체네 아니 미기워주 소나마로 마도 베나 아주 참서 섭섭만 제비체 강배오 월이야지 모든데 세 쇼와르 니온디 와르 다이미 디 삼신도 세시스 게마로 다디 미기워르 해서나 다디 미기워 마레스 라프야 칼라 커버로 봐 다디 인두산에 디 유젤데네 다 소제번 쳐거로 소제번 차더라 다 소제번 쳐요 인다 미기워 다 차도 좀 미기와 마레스 라피아 칼라 커버에 레스 라마디 미기와 주부가 난게 소제버데 레베슬라나 안 바지 마레스 라도 그래 지다 미기와 마레스 라피아 칼라 커버스면서 something
we talk about the 10 non-virtues. Now, of course, in general, there are many different non-virtues, but the non-virtues are not necessarily all included in the 10 non-virtues. But because these 10 are the most severe, they're the heaviest of them, you could say that they're the most dangerous, the most severe of the non-virtues, then they are talked about as the 10 non-virtues. But this is as it is mentioned in the Treasury of Abhidharma. To generalize the karmas, whether virtuous or unvirtuous, are said to be in the 10 paths of karma. And so when we talk about the 10 different non-virtues, this means that we're just generalizing and grouping them in the 10 most severe. Otherwise, if you're talking about non-virtues, they're not necessarily one of the 10. But these 10 are the most severe. Now, these, with the 10 non-virtues, these are non-virtues that you need to do intentionally and particularly. And so that means that you know that you're doing them. And so that is the basis for doing the 10 non-virtuous actions. It's like if you're walking along and you squish an insect. When that happens, then is that a non-virtue? It probably is. It's difficult to say that it's not a non-virtue, but it's not one of the 10 non-virtues. It's not like you killed intentionally. It's killing, so it's non-virtuous. You can't say that it is not unvirtuous, but you can't really say that it's one of the 10 non-virtues either. So it's difficult to say that it's not a non-virtue, but it's not one of the 10.
된저다 미기와 주분다 탐체 돈바진 코나는 예버죠 뭐이마 탐체는 예버죠 인소다 건도나 미기 주분 그 수림 단데야라 다지 김바다르 중에 돈바 다른 시 하나마도 이제 숙면으로 다른 시 하나마도 있어 제발 하나마도 뭐 있어 제가 돈바 명긴 가사 변하진 나바 명게 되술래 얘는 미기와 주부디 얘는 예번 주고요스 셰마도야 가시야 제배 하나마도 가시 양고주 돈바 쉬사와마도 돈바 메쉬벌이야다 다 미세다 예바사 예배 남샤로 저 개체하스게요 뭐 안드레 인주스다네 디주젤 때네 미국의 주부디 돈바진 코나마이바 단 돈을 탐세도 예버는 요와 인세세 단 도군리 뒤바 잔데 나는 소요하래 단 도군리 뒤바디 루루긴 도군리 뒤바 지당 조제가 도군리 뒤바지 바지 니세다 루루데 면로 다 임바쇼 나한테 되지 라다 간다 도군리 뒤바 나한테 되지 소요자
And so with the 10 non-virtues, we have there is the discipline of refraining from committing these 10 non-virtues. And this is something that both householders and monastics follow. These 10 non-virtues are the naturally unwholesome. And so these are actions that are unwholesome even if you don't have vows. For example, it's not just they aren't just unwholesome or unvirtuous if Buddhists do them. They're also unwholesome or unvirtuous if non-Buddhists do them as well. So they're called the naturally unwholesome. And so such virtues as these are not just unvirtuous if those people who hold vows do them. They are harmful and wrong for everything. And so this is described in the compendium of the sutras. Now there are two different compendiums of the sutras. There is one by Atisha and there is one by Nagarjuna. And we will take it that this is said in the one by Nagarjuna.
미기와 telaya yena 루기 거는 숨 nga 거는 시 이기 거는 숨이야 그래.
If we classify the unvirtues, there are 3 of body, 4 of speech, and 3 of mind.
다되네. 루기 거는 숨 되라. 여빈 다 루기 거는 미기와 숨부 들이야. 랑게 챤나 녀바 임바체. 챤라 쮸웨이 미냐. 루기 미기와 강분이데 챤라 쮸웨이장 다 미기와 무시 그거야 버치. 챤라 쮸웨이 미냐. 무시 토고야 버치. 무시 두자네. 디보 무시 서마레. 미기웨 디보 무시 토고야 버치. 다 가주래 당분이기에 시행을 지어야 의식 토고야 봐 저도 마세베게 아니 숨바 디장 아니 바지 가르줘야지 다 시행을 년체벌 다들 년체버서 갈아 가버시도 다 간다 가리는데 미고와 루기 미고와 숨바 디게 아니 랑게 제바 좀더 마셔 봐. 시에는 제도 주고 있네요. 아니를 디봉을 토고요 봐. 나한테 이메라. 데디 처음에 스타딩에 나로 남 스타딩에 나로래 수여자.
Now, with the 3 misvirtues, or the 3 non-virtues of the body, if you do perform them yourself, if you commit them yourself, then of course they are wrong. Not only that, for the first 2 of these, the first 2 of the non-virtues, if you do them, it's not only if you do them yourself, if you order someone else to do them, then you also have the actual commission of this yourself. So that means that you've actually done them. It's the same as if you've done the misdeed yourself, karmically. And with the third also, if you order someone else to perform to commit the third of the non-virtues, then just as with the first 2, with the third as well, if you order someone else to do it, then you also have the effect of committing you've also committed the main misdeed.
Send a message. It's not order. It's kind of send a message to help.
Okay. And also, if you send a message in order to encourage or have someone do it, then it also becomes
the third one. Third one. This is for third one. Yeah. Then,
if you send a message and have someone doing it, then in the exposition school, it is.
No. 나게 미기와 딱 나고 미기와 들량 랑게 제바 좀더 마서 시야 제도 주고 이네요 되네 미기와 응시 타고야 왕어버 자제가 나올 숨요아레스 아들 숨요아레.
Now, with the 4 misdeeds of speech, not only are they the actual commission if you do it yourself, you're actually committing it if you encourage someone else to do it as well.
대참도 마세베 나네 마와서 베나 준데 참마 측종 나게디 시부디 나네 마와서도 마세베 류기 코르체베 있네 베나 준셰베 걸 참사양 꾸바가시 나는 마식 말와 이네 락다체는 간 락다치 카다 락다체는 카주 칸레제 에너지 라반데제 데제 진짜 도안에 에너지 미들이야 바디 지 가르에 최는 응원시 예외라나 칸은 응원시 예외서 말하네 근데 제샤나 다 미지 응원시 예외 고르로 봐 근데 제베 이네야 바지 다 찍고 차로래 독글리 디빈 잡아도 주나데 소요다.
Now, with the 4 misdeeds of speech, they don't necessarily have to be done verbally. You can also do them through your body. For example, if you pretend to be mute and just shake, give signs with your hands or sort of move your mouth around or move your head, then you can also be doing them through your body by making signs with your hands or with your head or your body. For example, if someone asks you, "Are you clairvoyant?" and you nod your head, then they're going to understand you as saying that you are. And so this is also said to be the commission of the actual wrong, according to the commentary on the Compendium of the Sutras.
지징론, 오케이. 다드네 미기와 주부들이야. 미기와 응시 토벌 제벌이야. 예라시 창고. 예라시 창고에 있다. 예라시 말. 예랑아 창고. 예랑아와들 시당. 누시에당. 삼바당. 녀몬바당. 타두라서 다들 망고지 예랑아 창고야 지기 기저지요 아래 디 토메기다 토메서 말베다 다 토메게 싸대가 나네 넘버 10로 두에 나로리아 디지 수요 아래 다디 선이 뒤지 준비 있는 디지마 게셔를 체체 다 계속봐 대가시에잖아 미기와 차래 레라보면도 미기와 차래 미기와 응시 토야라 미기와 응시 토야라 고 예라 먹고 상고 배는 아주 팀대 지구지게 하는 팀 배는 팀강난 저에 돌이야 다 예바 사요다 메고 심중 망보지 권에만 다 된비서 다가는 신기 남배기 최대 다가스 지가스에 심진지 세바 점식이 이 미기와 차토야 매버치 미기와 주의 남선의 기부 소저보다 차토 매버치 응시 톱도 매버치 다딩의시 토벌 제발이야 예랑아 상고 예랑아 청수 가르레스 시베입니다 다데고 제시를 자요래 제가 디 선이 뒤주 충분히 쇼이
Now, with the 10 non-virtues, in order for it to be the actual commission of the non-virtues, there are 5 aspects that need to be present. These 5 aspects are the basis, the conception, the intention, the affliction, and the completion of the act. So all 5 of these branches, the basis, conception, intention, affliction, and completion, all need to be present. And so if they are not all present, then it is not an actual commission of one of the 10 non-virtues. So if we have time in the coming days, I will explain this more. Basically, it's not so easy to commit a non-virtue. In order to have the actual commission of a non-virtue, you have to have all 5 of these. It's like when you're trying a crime case in a court. You have to go through everything and make sure that everything fits against the law. So in this way, it's similar in the Dharma. Merely killing another sentient being does not necessarily make it an actual commission of one of the 10 non-virtues. You must have all 5 of these aspects present. And so I will give a greater explanation of this if there is more time in the coming days.
지를 많아야 내게 남겨주고 미겨 주되 류기고는 소셔버서 숨나고는 주인어서 시다 이기고는 남선어서 숨 대달 레rel한 된 숨숨이 이해와다 저보다 개발로 tel라다 소셔버는 이나 숨디 대사이고는 소셔버다 세당고는 소셔버다 띠무고는 소셔버 tel라당보네 샤다 빠벌어서 베처럼 재미처럼 놀기처럼 다감 저용수 개베지 소셔버 이번에 큰쇼보다 단들교보다 볼 시간께는 소저봐 숨반이 추진을 써봐 디디보라 숨 넘버미 비드보다 유튜브 비드보다 왕게 드보 텔 넘버미 비드보네 심진야워 겨원ጆ 유튜브 비드보네 가디 미르케나 세통시 내망 주로 왕게 드보네 유tam이시 지지촌 삽개와 유로 개버네 소주베 나네 파양이나 자조마야 임바 디 소주베 딕쳐 마진발렘발레나 숨디 튜 마진발렘바 저비 마진발렘바 유규 마진발렘바 대라 당분에 예메바 전초 제법 이번에 강반 빅발라서베 마서로 꾸어 숨바디 제사나 소발라 소소 제법 디 디블라 숨레 남버미 드분이 이다스케온 유튜브 드분 가디 미르게나 론저기 풍물 유 왕가 드분이 유세스르마서 깨어는 유 케버니 마진발렘베 나네 라마다 꾸적 놀라 마진발렘베 디고 차오.
The characteristics of each classification. First, non-meritorious karma and its result. Generally, there are numerous non-meritorious actions, but they are briefly summarized as 10. 3 from the body, taking life and so forth, 4 from the speech, telling lies and so forth, and the 3 from the mind, covetousness and so forth. There are 3 subcategories for each of these 10, classification, result, and distinctive action. First, taking life, the classification is that there are 3 types: taking life through the gate of desire, taking life through the gate of hatred, and taking life through the gate of ignorance. The first means to take life for meat, pelts, and so forth, for sport, for one's own wealth, and to maintain oneself and loved ones. The second means to take life through the arising of hatred, out of resentment, or in competition. The third refers to making sacrifices and so forth. The 3 results of taking life are the fully ripened result, the causally compatible result, and the dominant result. The fully ripened result means that the actor will be born in the hell realms. The causally compatible result means that even if the actor is born in the human realm, their life will be short or they will experience much sickness. The dominant result means that the actor will be born in an inauspicious place where there is little dignity. The distinctive act of taking life is to take the life of one's father, who is also an arhat, which is very heavy negative karma. Second, stealing. The classifications of stealing. There are 3 types of stealing: taking things by force, taking things secretly, and taking things through deceit. The first means to rob by force without any reason. The second one means to steal things by breaking into a house without others noticing, and so forth. The third one means to deceive through measurements, scales, and so forth. The results of stealing. The fully ripened result of stealing means that the actor will be born as a hungry ghost. The causally compatible result means that even if the actor is born in the human realm, they will suffer from insufficient wealth. The dominant result means that the actor will be born in a place where there is more frost and hail than normal. The distinctive act of stealing, taking wealth belonging to one's spiritual master, the 3 jewels, is very heavy negative karma.
Oh yeah, that did you 어, 다들인데 더 좀 제. 타겐데 더 좀 제. 다드네 디슈들이야. 안다지 가주에. 당연히야 타겐데 진짜 더 샤바. 베제드 카디오잖아요. 가시. 네 베제 바카디도 미카시 인세용도. 아드린 주산에 다야 보시고 조금송. 아드린 주산 nghe thế bà chơi chậm ta thế này mà chỉ cái ta thì số đi liền cái sự cái gì vậy.
And so that is enough for the teachings of the jewel ornament of liberation. I've made a little mark. We can make marks in our text. Actually, when I make the mark in the text, then people start to wake up. At any rate, then that is enough for the jewel ornament of liberation, and I will give a bit of explanation about this.
다텔레양 도스쇼나 드리게래 상기 덴바사디 에네 롱다 토베 듀베 인스타 한다 롱도 니게 나라 만듀베 상기 덴바지 오마데스 덴드베게다 롱도 니게 덴바데양 지금 베숨 샤레야 샤바다 주바 코나 안에 계셔와래서 안데인주산다 시름니디 템바 지금 베숨 샤가 락샷 세나다 템바 지금 베숨 샤가 탑 담바디 시름니리아 라레데비지 자리하네.
Now, when we talk about the Buddhist teachings, then they're all contained within scripture and realization. There isn't any Buddhist teaching that is not contained within these two. And in order to uphold and preserve these teachings, then we need to uphold and preserve the scripture and realization. And the only way to do this is by the teaching and practice of these two. And so the tools to uphold the teachings, or the methods to uphold the teachings of scripture and realization, therefore, are teaching and practice.
대야 세베 템바데 친인이 이거는 징거바 주베 템바데 다 주변염래 이거는 징거바 송교 아래 드니 주스탄에 다
And so in order to uphold the teachings of Scripture, then we need to engage in teaching and listening. And for practice, we need to engage in meditational practice.
다 친이 자기 슝세는 친이 자기 다 대주 대양 지당게 덤버서서게 좀 된대게 되네. 되네 가수레 숨베기 야외가 별 관심이 별 관심이 깨도 교르샤와 코나라다 보디 야자 롱고요 아래 되네 대기다 진주 진주기 캐바 나 야가르기 삐르다 남지 제샤베 대주 벽에도 교르샤올래 보디 니게 하스 도시온디 아래 다드네 벽이 캐바전 제샤마네 다 보디 문에트네 치타를 개와듯이 예브레 언더 드린 주산다 대야 천년차다 흉망고 든지 망고 싶지 야외 까다 지 근줄다 띵줄다 아니 벽이 개변제 대주 망고 지야베 있네야 다디나 닝보더부터 가르잖아 아니 바지 아주 남기 별이 별 가정의 정기 셔럽 제가 자사 시험 남이야 되는 조어디 흉가병 아니야 천년차 간다 야외 까다 지주 개변 땡셔라 아니 벽이 개발된 제베게 대저 탐색 인닝보디 아니 흉가병 아디 나는 먼저 버지면 인도산에 아니 흉가병 아래야 천년차 조어들이야 천년 아주 두스는 게 아래
Now the texts or the treatises that we teach and listen, these include the words of the Buddha. And those that were translated in Tibetan number around 100 volumes. Then there are also the treatises that were composed by the great masters and scholars who followed the Buddha, and there were over 200 of those that were translated into Tibetan. Likewise, there are all the treatises that were written by the learned masters of Tibet, and there are tens of thousands of those. And so when we are teaching and listening, then there are an awful lot of texts to listen to. There are an awful lot of texts to study. All of the words of the Buddha, all of the treatises by the masters in India, and all of the Tibetan treatises. But when we think about, well, what is the essence of all of these? Well, when we study them in Tibetan monasteries, like in the great monasteries, we primarily study the 5 great texts. And so there is really none of the essential teachings. There is no essential teaching of either the Buddha's words, or the treatises, or the Tibetan masters that is not found within these 5 great texts. And so we primarily study the 5 great texts.
더들이 뉴산 천년 차그다 님 제사게 슝기 다 쪼르디 가병한 차대요래 드린 뉴산 디규즈데는 주메기 그데카가 나로래야 우망우마 뒤주질이야 지 주메기 다 우망우마 기지 맛이 다 좋아한다 우망우마 기지 맛이 다 간다라요 다다지 참말로 가병한 천년 차로 이제 드리지기 가르쳐다지 고급 서비스는 라도 야나 드리지기 다 간다지 다 가르쳐야지 로규 서비스는 라도 류 서비스는 라도 드리지 온디요 아래 근데 인비스다디 하장기 딱 개발상고 다는 신 하장기 개셔고 다 권도 쉬는 신기 야외게 룽기 때바디 천년이 이건 진거봐 천년 제사기 다 님부르 슝망보지에 나네 근데 님부르 줘봐 슝가병 아이봐 근데 젤 천년 제하고 고급 중보디 오늘 전에가 딱 간다지 야외기 룽기 때바 지 차상화지 지야기 딱 개발성시다 총벌에 인두산디 윤전되네 야주 지디 개심부지 임상부지당 안디 개발성부지 인상배 토네 안디지 담에지 심슈 직지시네 안에 예 로조체과디 개심부를 삼적
And so when we teach and study, then these are the primary texts that we study. So at this point, for all of the nuns to have the opportunity to study these is a wonderful opportunity. You could also say it's like a new chapter, a new phase. It's extremely great fortune. It is extremely important. As I have said before, with the teachings of the Buddha's scriptures, then the way we uphold them is by teaching and listening to them. And so the texts that we teach and listen, or that we teach and listen to, the essence of all of those is the 5 great texts. And if we teach and study these texts, then we will have the fortune to be able to uphold all of the scriptures of Buddhism in their entirety. And so for that reason, we need to remember how important this is and think of how fortunate we are. And it is important to have enthusiasm for doing this.
난 너나 네 엄마 장수 신유에 간다량 준바의 주머니 상기 때문에 증긴 진비기부 임발 난다래 직벌해 마더베디 디 가르에 긴구리에 직벌해 긴구리에 직벌 인주산다 때문에 짐을 쳐봐라 대단 아주기 땡게 몰람 대신 추규를 배기 뗄리 된샤베 땡게 몰람 나로 추주 뒤시마 디나로 땡베시마 긴두를 보지 토드는 점점 러송 기초쇼 송바는 신기 토트임바데 당고 토트임바데 개체를 토트임바 팀장 되네지 라바송기 유슈 가지고 알아서 라바송사데 상기 대비 닝보래 라바숨 차상하고 알았어. 라바숨 차상하면 상기 때문에 참 마상 잡다. 너나 런유를 라바숨 차상하지면은 상기 때문에 참 마상 잡. 라바숨 차상하고 알았어. 근데지 처음이면 에너지 상기 때문에 집에 기부지 차도 알았어. 이메네야 아니 발람질이야 주마솔이야 초진이 딱 고급디 때문에 지야 고급디 중요하면 다디 고급디 초진은 아주기 가수에 아주 참여기 뒤도 투쇼르 치면서는다 아주 참여다 만주면서는다 상기 좀된 되기 라버스 요소 저번 냠소 렌샤기 다가다 고급 찾아나가래 이난 아주 진주기 로마스에 다 만주면서는다 도대체네 아주 주말이야 다들 표에도 주말이야 라버스 요소 저번 냠소 렌샤기 고급디 찾아와지 매버 자기인데 찾아와지 매버 나한테 아주 투슈를 지래 막 땡아주 스지가 말해 나한테 아주 투슈지 안드네 주스타네 다 드림비 준셀 때네 안 다대 투줄이야 그냥 좋다 고급 사업으로지 들으지 연구에 인두스타네 때 고급 사업 충분된 알아이네 가보시라 연구도 나는 신기 다 창매기 아주 다 신다다 강신이네야 다지 까마감사만 상미에 될이야 다 잡혀로지 상미에 될이야 잡혀도 민주 제지도 유여임래 그냥 좀 주의미네 다는 신기 아니 가서 지 매베 고급 상보지 톱수냐 말고 되지기 문제다 제는 들으시 가서 다 고급디 마셔 차고다
Now, I have spoken to you about this in the past, but monks and nuns are the same in being able to uphold the Buddha's teachings. They have the same responsibility to uphold the teachings, and the responsibility is the same, and so they both need to uphold the teachings. So it is as said in the aspiration for the teachings to flourish in the 10 directions and 4 times, where it says, may all the Sangha members be rich in the 3 trainings, be harmonious, and be harmonious. So in order for us to uphold the teachings, we need to be, first of all, we all need to be harmonious. We need to get along. And second of all, we need to be rich in the 3 trainings. This means that in order so we need, and the discipline, we need to be rich in the discipline of the 3 trainings. And so it is important, this is like the essence of all the Buddha's teachings. And so if we do not have the discipline of the 3 trainings within our own beings, then we will not be able to uphold the teachings of the
first one is harmonious, second one is discipline, third one is 3 training.
Excuse me, I omitted discipline. So we first have to be harmonious. We have to have good discipline. Yes, so we have to be harmonious, have good discipline, and be rich in the 3 trainings. And only if we have these within our beings will we be able to uphold the teachings, and we will become individuals who are able to uphold the teachings. However, there has been a period when nuns have not really had the opportunity to uphold the Buddhist teachings. And this has been a loss for all of us. We have all abrogated our responsibilities. It has been a loss for all of us. We should give the ability to practice the 3 trainings in their complete form to everyone. But we have not. We have let down our responsibility and not given the opportunity to practice the 3 trainings to the nuns. This is not a case, this is not a glory of the teachings, this is a loss for the teachings. But so now you all have so now you have more opportunities now, and I'm very happy that you have these opportunities that you all have these opportunities. And I think that especially within the Karma Kagyu, there are many who support you wholeheartedly in gaining these things. So now you have an opportunity that you did not have before. And now that you have this opportunity, you must not let it slip.
And Dana Singi Bena Naranda Vijay Chambe Vinaya. Then Sangi Gama be that you think it's lived the end of the district. I lay Sambus and Rado, laying a bass and Rado, that did Chumbre. That in Justan, Tig one the Chevy Mina. Yawan come about Jabam Yudo Zigi. Kandara Namtarlan Chevy Mina, Dending Chikashwe, Kongi Le Short, Duel Le Short, Duel Le Short in Alolia, and a Galome don't you pay the Mebe. Galome Tomba Shungen the Chumbina, and Pie Le Short the Pakajur Res. Pie Le Short the My Le Short about Kajur Summer, Domba Burning, Don't Re Sonche, and a Due Le Short in Zenar. That was the pure conscience only up. Tindiji Pie Le Short the My Le Short, but you shall also chocolate. 제자의 미주도지 레저한테 맞아서 매매서 시도. 안드니 다나 신기 루유 가시나노래 미주도지 전이기. 근데 게노만 주베 루유야. 게노만 주베 루유. 파서 장발에 되는 게노만 주베 루유야. 근데 이제 대신 양왕 다 가서 개왕부 꼭 고만남 얘기양 딱 안들지 지 주면게 돼. 대단 지 가르에 이제 민야발라서도 민염 공배 영화 셔도 아니 두개 라나메버도 젠도 다른 제여의 인도상 아랑리 비냐 대가는 신기 가르에 지 주메기 대 삼절이야 시르 신이 이제 시바도 주바당 안다 이제 퇴섬 공속이 냐는 야기 공배 영화 셔도 가르지 가르 수수 제토의 의미냐 대지 닝 타관의 제약이다 되바다 제약가 지금 학sam다 그런도 수여비 대 예바태야 지금 아랑 게르기 인트레스트 나지 다 좋아하는 상황이 봐 자와 고만남 남달은 제외 의미냐 드리지 제외이나 수도 튠버를 또 렌도 삼바를 지당 안은 다대기 지조가 네벌 대외 의미냐 다디 네벌도 고아지 렌도 삼바를 드린주산에 다 담배게 남다르당 지조하게 조단다 가와대비네야 추도 튠버를 지래도 삼을 지직 토안에 지 수승원님이야 가르토 가제토도 가르셔야지 남수의 바르도 삼을다 가제를 솜보로 가제 대교에는 디바돌이야 수승원의 강토도로지 매주 쇼고 삼으로도 정기에 어느 드린주산에 강중원에 임비냐지 참석진 구치 매매 강에 리더 매매 강에 아래 다디 리더 매매 강에스게요 맞다 리더 야고치대요 말하디 임비네 다 리더 탭자르지 리더 민다 쇼서르다 도스 아래 인두산은 권격 매sam으로 진지기 되는 뽑아 쇼먹어체 안 다나시 당기 공도 주변의 신기 에너지 아주 감상기 자와엽스나 뭐 울어쇼베 다지 러주제 캠보레 와다다는 신기 세계만서 참여행위의 의미냐 간다를 잡겨 타지도 유예돼 버리지도 그래 딩에 지 가수에 세버치 시에도고래서 저기에 아 딩주산다 다다 고야데 가르고어선 다 소수용이네 미다 좀 소수용이네 다 심시로 맞아치지 우마이나 다 고급 매에서 당아주지 카르비다 excuse 치세요 다디 고급 톱사디 다 excuse 비시라 제사 매미 인두산 디스 수수용은 다 매주로 체제 다다지 체년치아래 다보름지게 내 당보비 퇴삼을 내는 지수받는 신기 퇴삼 자 두주래 다드네 리베신도 전에 퇴삼을 내봐 다 퇴삼 미직 시부바 퇴삼 제 두번냐면 자는 맞지 제 카자고 장가시에 되는 초스게야만 드린 주산에 퇴삼기 가수래 야부지 차베 젤리야 아니 두번냐면 제네 아니 정규 민버체 아니 디네 다 신규 트레버체네 신규 라버스 경화로 들리지 제가 드린 주산 근데 되게 다다네 되게 봐 심기에서는 라도 면람서는 라도 어다 담자서는 라도 야심부지 제거하디 개좀 쉽지래 삼청유
So I have been blessed with the title of the Buddha, the Karmapa. Whether you call this good karma or bad karma, it is what has happened. So in this term, I think if we look at the life story of the 8th Karmapa Mikyo Dorje, he wrote a collection of the of Vinaya rituals. And in this, he writes that if you need to give the bhikkhuni vows, then you should change the bhikshu ritual to be able to give the bhikkhuni ritual. And therefore, then the male bhikshu sangha on its own is able to give the bhikkhuni vow. And so this is said in his ritual. And actually, he wrote this in his collection of Vinaya rituals. And so among all of the collections of Vinaya rituals in Tibetan, it is probably only Mikyo Dorje who has said something like this.
No, he changed the...
It is probably only Mikyo Dorje who has altered the bhikshu vow ritual for the bhikshunis. Likewise, Mikyo Dorje also was known to give the bhikkhuni vow, with only the bhikshu sangha giving the vow. And so, I think therefore, when we look, when we look at the activity of the previous Karmapa, he also worked very diligently and put a lot of effort into supporting and reviving the nuns communities in general. And so I think that it is also important for me to do everything I can in order to support the nuns' teaching and practice, to increase their listening, contemplation, and meditation. And so I will do everything that I can from the bottom of my heart. I want to put as much effort into this as I can. And I think that this is something that is appropriate for me to do from now until the end of this lifetime. I think it is something that fits well with the activity of the previous Karmapa, and it is also something that is definitely necessary within our contemporary society. And so whether we think about the examples from the past, or whether we think about whether I look at the situation in society, I think that it is important to do whatever I can to help give this opportunity. And so sometimes you might, sometimes you also might have this feeling amongst yourselves, it's like it's difficult to find a leader or something, that you don't have a good leader, but there's no reason for you to be discouraged about this in any way. So I think that also within, it's not just me, it is also the heart sons of the Karma Kagyu lineage, as well as all of the lamas and the kempos and all of the monastic and lay communities all have great support, as you can see for yourselves. So now that you have this opportunity, it is important. You no longer have any excuses. Before, you used to have the excuse, we have no opportunity. Now you no longer have that excuse, and so it's extremely important for you to put your effort into it and to do what you can to study. It now is the time when you need to engage in the listening and the contemplation. So it's important for, but if you spend all of your time only studying without any practicing, then it won't do you any good. It will not benefit you if all you can do is speak facilely about the Buddha's Dharma. You have to put it into meditation practice and develop the ability to ripen your own being. You need to be able to liberate others' beings. That means you need to be able to bring benefit to others. And so now it is extremely important that whether you call this your resolve, or whether you call this a commitment or a promise, it is important that you have a vast commitment now.
Lumbu mawa nyuna zesa kijore. Rindu sanda kijama ushen chome. Datene tiringi zirim di toanda sindadan deshi jawas kimendo suzu dünde chegana gonda suzu dünde chegana gubaba tamja chemoji nani yomada da talone sonde an tamja chemoji to syare tamja chemodi nimarliya pachu gomba nis che yuan zhigmen sam chengdu tadadi gyu gunshe li ya na ni son de zhenzu lu che ji jin zhendu lu che ji che ya na di zume gunshe de zhendu che kwa ske men do an de ma ba le kali kali ji ne dan de de dan zhendu che go do me ji ta dang ma tadadi ma gyu gunshe ma kra che ora sana an da ji gomba de me ru che ji tamja de je 지가래 저들 주종디 두저 지금 총와다 지금 정화의 차리 아래 저들 대박 고시ገብ지 주종디 수수수 봐 고시겹 안데 가르치거나 고시겹지 그는 나 당보 단계에 가도가마를 뜬거로 봐 가도가마라서부터 들가리나 고시겹지 안데 당토예민이 아버지라 용면을 썸들을 정도
It's probably better not for me not to speak too much now. As it is said, it's fools speak a lot. So I don't have much else to say, but I do want to mention something about the schedule. Most of the schedule is fairly easy, but you will notice that this evening from 7:30 till 9 we have the great group debate. Last year we did not have these, but this year we do have the group debates. So I think the best way to do this is that every evening 2 different nunneries will debate. In the Kaju Gunsha for the monks, we have competitions between the 2 monasteries. Now for the nuns, we don't have those yet. In the future, we will see how the situation develops. But in the Kaju Gunsha in the past, they used to have, every evening they used to have the group debates. And so we will do this in the same way. We will have the group debates between different nunneries in the evenings. And the topics for this will be taken from the collected topics, the elementary and the intermediate collected topics. And so we will begin with the colors white and red and move on from there and divide this into the topics. And so that is all for now.
Sonam de dam je se bani tonne ne be dranam bon yega na je balan toba sibe sole do delawara sho si she paljuro mali joe she tope temba ire ne ba dan de se jebe ke bo tamban
Ajragege Yunre Shabden Shor Pende Jungre Neje Temba Yunre Neba Dan Temba Simbe Kebo Kose Gyalse Tenjuro Enchen Kenye Je Ranso Karma Pa De karma pa ge do so karma pa o jendo de le sha pensa ge kenye je ranso karma pa ge le che de karma pa ge don zo karma pa o jendo de le sha tensa genye je ranso karma pa le che de karma pa don zo karma pa o jendo de le sha so pa de la ma sha pe temba da kanya yo la de ke jo da she ma le so san di jane nyo do san je sa la ge par sho